Hey Facebook. So while I'm waiting on my interviewer to come, I am gonna do the Facebook Live that I had planned for this morning. Um, it's one that I had planned. I really want to talk about it today because sometimes in life we realize that we don't have the right color passport. And I know a lot. Let me show you where I'm at so you can see my surroundings. I'm sitting waiting for somebody to come in a meeting. Let me show where I'm at. Can you see my? Oh, I never get this right. Can you see my thing? I'm waiting on a meeting, so I'm waiting. I'm waiting on a meeting, and when I came here, it had my name on it. Like, it properly had my name on it. So let me try and turn this back around. Okay, great. So there you are, guys. Hope you can see me. I want to talk about, hi, Audrea. I'm going to be very quick with this. Hi, Suzanne. How you doing? Hi, Rose again. So I'm properly back. Hi, Millie. Hey, baby. How you doing? So I'm properly back, and I want to talk about the Facebook Live that I wanted to do today. So I'm sitting here waiting to do an interview with a Polish interviewer, and they're going to translate the interview into English. So it's going to be shown in Polish audiences. Hi, Kate. How you doing? This is my third meeting today. I had a meeting in Kenya. Hi, Nadine. Had a meeting in Kenya. I'm looking to go to Kenya. And then I had a meeting about Lisa Nichols. And then I'm having an interview now, the little Jamaican girl. So you know what, guys? You are possible. I'm going to speak very quietly because I'm in a hotel and I can't be too loud. So I want to talk about what color is your passport today. And I know a lot of you jumped on here because you felt that by passport, I was talking about British, Jamaican, Polish, what African. I'm not talking about passport. I'm talking about the passport of your fight, FIGHT. What color is the passport of your fight? Now, a lot of us are sitting on, and Audrea uses color codes a lot. I know I'm working on a product with her. And one of the things that she uses there, hi, is color codes. A lot of us are sitting on color codes. Our fights have got different color codes. And some of us fight is lukewarm. It is green. We're sitting on lukewarm color codes. Our fight is green because it's lukewarm. It's dead. We're not fighting. And some of us are sitting, and then while we're in color code green, we're wondering, why is it that I'm not progressing? Why is it that I'm not changing? Why is my life stuck? And we're sitting on green. Green means you have the remote control and you're not doing anything. Green means you become a couch potato. Green means you watch soap opera all day. Green means you go from the 9 to 5 and you go in and you go out and it doesn't matter. That's what sitting on color code green means. Your passport is green. And then some of us are sitting on passport that's yellow, meaning that, okay, we try, we don't try. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And we're on yellow, as in if somebody pushes us a bit, we get motivated a bit, and then we go back to our normal self. So somebody has to be there consistently prodding us, pushing us. We're on passport color yellow. There are others of us who are on red. Our passport is red. We have a red passport. We're always seeking. We're always hunting. We're always trying our best to ensure that we are maximizing. No matter how hard it is, we don't give up. We're pushing. We're fighting. We're pulling down things from the universe for ourselves. We're consistent. And we understand that we're putting in 1200% and we're only getting back 100% back. But we know that 5 years from now, 2 years from now, we are going to put in 12% and we are going to get back 1200. We're on alert. We're consistent at the beginning. We're consistent in the middle when it gets hard. We're consistent at the end. But even when we are meant to stop, we continue to be consistent. Red means you're hungry. You understand your purpose. And you see, it's not all of us don't have fight. Not all of us have fight. Not all of us have a red passport. You see, fight is necessary. Fight is necessary. You're not fighting. If you're not fighting with a red passport, it's a problem. If your passport is not red, it is a problem. Because success only accepts red passports. I want you to get that. Success only accepts red passports. So I'm bringing you to the airport. For those of us who have traveled, imagine you're at the airport and you come into the airport, they have different queues for different passports. There's a queue for European, there's a queue for any other, and you cannot go in the European line if you don't have a European passport. Simple. If you don't have a European passport, you cannot go into the European line. Simple. So it's the same thing for your success. It's the same thing for your future. If you don't have the correct passport color, you cannot go in the line. Simple. And the reason I use passport today is that I know the airport was an easy analogy to draw. So what passport are you? Are you on the red? Are you on the green and you think, oh my God, I need to do something about it for 2017? Are you on the yellow and think, oh my God, I need to push harder. I need to go to the red. Which line are you in? What queue are you in? You're standing on your ground, being grounded, you're ready, you're always fighting, you're always seeking, you're always studying, you're always looking to self-improve yourself. Which passport do you have? Now, I grew up in Jamaica and I had no choice. I had to fight. I was fighting since I was in my mother's belly. My mother tells me the other day that my pregnancy was so rough. I was always making her sick. I was always keeping her active. I was always fighting. I had no choice. I had to fight. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to be hunting mangoes. I didn't want to be on the train. I didn't have a choice. I did not have a choice in how I was born. I didn't have a choice in how I was brought up. I had to be in red all the time. My passport had to be red. So I was born with a red passport. I was born fighting. And some of you were born with red passports and you get complacent. You become too complacent. You become so complacent because your husband helps you. You become so complacent because you get a 9-to-5 job. You have become complacent. And then you don't understand why some people have a red passport, are flourishing. And your mindset is like, oh my God, it's okay. I was talking to a Nigerian guy last week. And he said, oh, I want to become well known for this. I want to become well known for that, and blah, 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 blah. And I said to him, but you're not doing anything about it. And he's like, yeah, I've got a good job. I said, okay, why did you come to me then? And I said to him, let me ask you a question. Are you married? He said, no. I said, have you got children? He said, no. I said, when you get married and you have children, if you get sick, how will your wife survive? He says, I don't know. I said, exactly. I said, if you get news in Ibadan that your mother is ill and your father is ill and something happens, can you send money home? He said, no. I said, do you see that you need to be in the red zone? You need to be in the red zone. You need to be grounded. Your passport needs to become red. Hi, Patricia. So I had no role model growing up. I had no parenting. I had to bring up myself. I had to bring up my sisters and brothers to a point. I had no choice, but I had to fight. You see, when you have a reason to fight, you keep in the red line. When you have a reason to fight, you keep fighting. I hated school. I couldn't pass English. I hated school. I really hated school. But school gave me a red passport. So some of you are here and you're so complacent. You're so comfortable. You have nothing to push you. You have nothing that drives you. You're not a thriver. You're so stuck in a cycle of what is the norm. You're so used to comfortable. You're so used to substandard. You don't have any real achievements that you want to get for yourself and your children. And so you've come to accept what society tells you is the norm. But I'm here to tell you that the world that we know is changing. And as it changes, you have to change with it. Next year, the next 3 years are not going to be the same. There's not going to be a lot of jobs for you to sit down there and go into offices because more companies are becoming lean. More companies are outsourcing. What if you got made redundant today? What would you do with yourself? What would be your game plan? Where would you go? What's your security? So I want to ask you again, what color is your passport? Is it green, as in you're just sitting there, you can't be bothered, you're lazy, you're just complacent? Is it yellow, meaning you know that you're doing but you're not doing enough, and you want to change your situation, you want to upgrade your life, you want to do more, be more in the world, but you just need that push? Are you a green? Are you an orange? I'm going to put an orange in now. Are you an orange passport? Well, you're in the middle, and sometimes you're up and you're down, and whenever you don't have enough money, you go hunting and you go back into the red zone. But when you get enough money, you get complacent again and you go back to orange. Or are you a red? Are you that person who's constantly seeking knowledge, seeking to improve yourself, seeking ways of doing things, putting yourself out into the comfort zone, stretching your arms until it hurts, because you know that when your arm hurts, it means you're really trying? Or have you got a husband to look after you, or a wife to look after you, or an inheritance to get? The Bible said, blessed is the child who has his own. So I want to encourage you today to take a look at the passport of who you are. Not the physical passport, whether you're British or you're Jamaican or you're Nigerian, but the passport of your effort. You see, when you saw my topic today, people were thinking I'm talking about immigration. I'm not talking about immigration. I'm talking about the passport of your effort, the passport of your drive, the passport of your thriving, the passport of your resilience, the passport of your tenacity, the passport of your hope, the passport of what makes you tick. That's what I'm talking about. And when you can get to the place where you're on the red passport and you're consistently there, because a lot of you are like seesaws, you're up, you're down, guys, let me ask you a question. How consistent am I? Seriously. How consistent am I? Sanya, Audrea, I'm consistent. Clara, tell me, Patricia, I'm always consistent. I'm always seeking more, trying to be more, doing more, helping more, seeking more. I got asked today to speak in Kenya. Nairobi, Mombasa. I've always wanted to go to Kenya. Yesterday I got asked to speak in Nashville. Now there are many of you on this call who have better accent and speak more poised and more posh than I do, but you're not in the red zone. Your accent is nicer. Your words are more poised. You even dress more nicely, You even wear better makeup. But you're in the red zone. No, you're not. You're in the orange. You're in the green zone. You're sitting down there with the TV remote. I'm on the red. Nadine, you wanna give me some Juice Plus, right? I'm in the red. I'm always in the red. I'm always hungry. I've got a movie that's coming out on the 11th of the 11th. I'm not gonna be here. And the director emailed me this morning and says, I want you to Skype in. I want you to live stream into the event. I'm going to Washington to speak. And my manager said, you're going to speak at a school as well, because we're looking opportunities for you all the time. You understand? Consistency is key. Even when you're tired, even when you feel like you can't do it, you keep consistent, because consistency over time gives you success. Consistency over time gives you success. Consistency over time gives you success. So let me see if my guest is here while I talk to you guys, because I don't want him to know where I'm at. So you have to be consistent. 1 second, guys. You have to be consistent. It's important that you're consistent, and consistency is the only way to do this. You cannot be anything but consistent. So while I look for my guest to come, because he's not here yet, you have to be consistent. It's the only way you're going to be. And I don't know how to be rich. I don't know how to be posh. I don't know how to do any other accent than my Jamaican accent. I don't even know how to do some other things, but I know how to be consistent. I don't know a lot of things. And I wouldn't sit here and try to pretend like I know, because there are lots of things I don't know. But what I do know is how to be consistent. Oh, by the way, I'm in the hotel that is going to be hosting Paint to Purpose book launch. So Sanya, I'm in the hotel for the book launch. That's where I'm at. I'm in the hotel that we're having the book launch at. And if you don't know about the book launch, guys, it's on the 4th of November, and Lisa Nichols has forwarded that book, so you have to get yourself down here. I'm going to leave you guys now, but before I leave you, become consistent. Get your book out. Everywhere I go, I have a book with different colors. Can you see that? I'm color coded, right? Get yourselves a book. Write down how consistent you are and make a promise to yourself to become more consistent. Because when you think nobody's watching, believe me, if I tell you the contacts I get every day because people are watching me. Sanya sent me something and I haven't seen it properly yet. That in my Facebook group, somebody posted something about me. And I don't know all of what it said. I think Audrey commented under it. I saw it in passing. And she's in Africa. She's in Africa. People in Africa who don't even sometimes have proper internet connection can tell you that I'm consistent. If somebody brought your name up for an opportunity, what would they say? If your name was to be brought up for an opportunity, what would people say about you? Thank you, Sanya. Would they say you're consistent? Would they say you're lazy? Would they say you're unreliable? Would they say you're hardworking? Would they say you're trustworthy? Some of you come and you say, Ava, I want to work with you, but I don't have the money. I can't afford it, because your mindset is already in the wrong place. And you're shortchanging yourself because of the lack of trust in yourself. You don't see the value in investing in yourself properly. So you start and you stop, and then you wonder why others progress, because they invest in themselves. I was with Sonia today, and if Valerie is on this, tell Valerie. I was with Sonia today, and Sonia told me about something. I said, oh, I will talk to Valerie about that, because Valerie invests in working with me. So I would be more keen to give opportunities to people who are within my inner circle, people who work with me. And so, hi Leslie. Are you in Poland still? My cousin is on. Are you in Poland? Are you still in Poland? So, Leslie, I'm waiting on a Polish interviewer to come and interview me now, to translate it into English so that they can play it in Poland. Some of you are not ready to invest in yourself properly in any way, shape, or form. And I don't mean just money. I mean investing in moving from the green zone to the yellow zone, from the yellow zone to the red zone. You are not ready. You lack you are complacent. You lack the willpower. You are too busy watching footballers and soap opera people making their own money off you. You're too busy watching everybody else getting educated but you. Some of you wonder why your partners get up and leave you. You know, they want to go somewhere where people are on the red zone. You know, people leave churches that are lukewarm to go to churches that are hot for a reason. Okay? So as I go now, I want to remind you that the only place to stay is in the red zone. So if you're in the green zone, cross over. If you can't make a jump, he's in front of the reception desk. Hold on. If you can't make a jump, then make a crawl. If you can't make a crawl, then make a walk. I'm here. Come on over. So my interviewer is here. If you can't make a walk, make a crawl. If you can't make a crawl, put your hand up and say, I'm ready. And if you can't put your hand up, then you're wasting your time. So as I go right now, I want to encourage you. Come on. You want to jump on my Facebook Live? You want to come on my Facebook Live? You want to say, Gen dobre? Gen dobre? Dzień dobry. Say Dzień dobry. Say
Dzień dobry. Hello.
See, this is in the red zone, guys. See, that's being in the red. Dzień dobry means hello. Is it good morning?
Good morning.
Good morning in Polish. Guys, I'm out of here. Stay red, and I'll speak to you guys later. Bye-bye. Bye. Good morning. Is that your wife?
Yes.
Hello.